Hello everyone. I just wanted to put a video out there of making of no-sew masks that you can make out of possibly materials that you have at home. I did have to go to the store to get a couple of things, but there's no sewing involved um, in making these masks, and you can make them adjustable, or with the stretchier material they can adjust to fit a few different sizes. This is typically a mask that we should be reserving for first responders, medical professionals. This is actually a mask that you could use while welding, but it is the N95. It's a little sturdier than the ones that are normally used, but we should save those for, again, first responders, medical professionals that need them. These masks can be made from materials that you have either lying around the house or possibly, I know Joann Fabrics has a program where they will give you the fabric if you'll sew masks and return them. I'm not sure how theirs are designed, but these are a no-sew. So I just wanted to go through this quickly, and I've started out with a 10, roughly a 10 by 13 piece of fabric. These are from a pair of jeans that I was going to donate to the thrift store, but they may find a better life now in a mask, hopefully to keep my family safer during this time. One thing that you see, I've already made one seam here, and what I did was I used hot glue and an iron to get that nice and flat. You'll need a piece of, I've been using metal wire. I have electrical wire laying around the house that, from other projects. This is for the bridge of the nose. This happens to be a piece of aluminum wire. I've also used copper. One of the first things that I have to do, though, is fold this fabric, and it needs to have a pretty good crease in it, so you know where you're going to be putting the metal that fits around your nose, and where you'll be putting the glue. Definitely a lot of ironing with this one. My iron, there we go. Iron doesn't appear to be as hot as it was a few minutes ago. All right, so now we know you want to center this in the fabric. It doesn't have to be precise. Place your bead of hot glue. And a little here to hold that in place. Now again, I've been using my iron just to help press the hot glue into place. Seems to make a little bit better of better attachment, and it also flattens that hot glue out very nice, makes it comfortable. So now here you've got the top of the mask and the bottom of the mask. So you want to start by making your pleats. I put a little bit larger pleat at the top because that's where your nose ends up. And I'd like to give that a quick iron there. And then you're adding another pleat. This helps you to be able to expand the mask under your chin and over your nose. So these are ready to glue on the top. And what you need to do is you need to glue about an inch and a quarter in on each end. Tell I've been making a few of these today. The lack of glue here. These don't take terribly long to make. Once you get your fabric prepped and you've done a couple, it really goes pretty fast. All right, so now we've got this ready to flip over. So now what you want to do on this side is the same. You want to glue these corners down along the side. Of course, you need to be very careful. My mom says I should have a bowl of ice water here just in case I get this on my fingers like I have been doing all evening. Okay. Of course, there's always strings left over. Again, I like to press that with a good hot iron to help make those seams a little smoother. The next part of the process is to fold this over and try to crease this as well. You know, do this on both sides. Sometimes with the denim you have to let your iron pretty well sit there. This one's gotten pretty warm. I've also been using just this narrow pencil. You can use, you know, a screwdriver or anything like this. I like to put this in the seam here. And what you need to do here is glue this flap down. A good amount of glue here. While you're doing this, scrunch these ends in. And then again, I like to put my iron on there. Make sure that glue is melted into the fabric very well. Repeat this process on both ends. All right. Like this is wanting to put out a lot more steam than it has all day too. All right, so at first I had made these without this fabric on the inside and it was okay, but the jeans don't really fit to your face very well. So I put this microfiber fabric. I got it at the dollar store. Comes in a pretty good size sheet, 16 by 24 inches. It's a really soft, very comfortable, and it forms to your face a little better. Feels like it's, you know, going to help, you know, be a better protection against, you know, breathing in particulates. Not that these are, you know, good for, you know, medical use, but now I'm working on the top of the mask where the bridge of the nose would be. So I'm right under that metal wire that I put in here, and you're going to take this microfiber fabric upside down and place it at the top and glue it in place. Very good. Do not use your iron on this fabric. It will melt. You don't really need to use your iron on it. It's pretty soft fabric. So then that's done. Now you want to take and you want to tuck the fabric into the pleats. So that's done, and then tuck it in. You want to make sure that it's going to fit in the bottom pleat. I cut this one a little long. I cut it about 6 inches, but looks like you only need about 5.5. first time I've done one of these videos, so hopefully this is working out well. I didn't plan on making any more of these. So again, we've got to glue this bottom in first. So you want to put a bead of glue into the bottom of that pleat. And keeping your fabric in the top pleat, fold this down into that glue. One thing you'll notice is this microfiber tends to shed some of its material. Now that's from the edges. You definitely don't want to use pinking shears on this. That would be a mess. But what you want to do to keep those edges from fraying is, all I do is put a small bit of glue on the edge here, and then press that into the glue. Again, lacking better tools, I've just been using this pencil, but you know, this looks like a pretty good bead here. So I'll leave that. And you just want to have this edge line up with the edge of the denim that you folded over, or other material that you're using. And that will keep the fabric in place, and it will keep it from fraying further. So here you've got your basic mask. Again, you can see those pieces of the microfiber, but they do stop once you have everything glued together. Now what I've done, I went to my first mask, I used paracord. I had it right here, just a thin rope. You could use clothesline. Then I went to the hardware store wearing my mask, and I got some bungee cord. This is actually going through the hole the right way this time. I made a needle to fish them through with some copper wire. They don't always want to get through that hole there. And he's going to prove me right on this one. So yeah, you just pull this through, maybe. That looks like looks like I'm getting into a pleat. Technical difficulties. All right. Let's see if I can open this back up. This should get in there just fine. And there we go. So then you can just fish that through. So now you've got your mask basically done. Just have to size this. Now I've cut these about the same length as I cut my other masks, but obviously if you've got younger people or us men with larger heads, we might need a little bit more elastic, but that's basically your mask. One thing that I was using, we had bike helmets that we had grown out of, and we used the clips from those bike helmets. But I went to the hardware store and I got some of these S-hooks. These are not going to be the the best way to do the mask, but I think it'll work in a pinch, and they're very inexpensive. Just need to open up one end. That way you can hook these together. So right now we just need to get the hooks onto the rope or the bungee cord. And at this point, you need to make sure how this is going to fit around the individual that you're making the mask for. See how tight it's going to be on your face. At first, you need to press the mask against your face, kind of fit the wire to the bridge of your nose. That's not too tricky. So here, goodness, this is a little harder to tie than the rope was. And there we go. So a simple knot in each side. And now this one should be ready for fitting. And that's basically it. They're pretty simple to make. They take a few minutes when you're not trying to do a video and look like you know what you're doing. But yeah, these came out pretty well. They're very comfortable. No, not too tight. Maybe a little warm, but luckily we're not too hot up here yet in central New York. But anyway, these make a great mask, and you can use different fabric that you've got laying around the house or something you buy off the shelf at the store. Hope that helps you guys. Thanks.